Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Ronald the Peculiar One. And I'm starting to do like little news clips for my content, little here's, a little there's, to get away from video games every now and then, because I do my own take, my own preview, my own review of video games. I do unboxings and so on and so forth. This will be my second one. This is on Mirror. They're talking about the government gives update after 2 million Brits call to stop digital IDs in the UK, is what it's saying. It says digital ID cards are currently set to be issued to all UK residents and legal residents before the next general election, which is before 2029. I'm just doing a little take on this because in Vietnam, they pretty much ruined everybody's lives in Vietnam. The government did. Cashless society. And yeah, they're probably going to have to get out of there, find another place that speaks their language. It's getting out of control over there. They took a lot of people's money, like 86 million people money from their accounts, basically suspended their accounts and probably kept the money for themselves. And yeah, right here, digital ID cards are set to be rolled out before August 2029. And basically this says is that, what I like up here, the government heard that they did the 2 million Brits call to stop with signatures. I'll read some of this. You can pause it and read it yourself. You can look it up online. It's quite easy to find. I'm just doing different content. I'm just burned out with games, and I'm not getting very many views on my games. So it says the Department for Science, Innovation, Technology has released a significant update amid rising concerns of mass surveillance in the UK. Its message responds to an ongoing petition. So a lot of petition, people signing it, now signed by over 2 million people, demanding an immediate halt to the digital ID cards. As of now, even though they heard this, and they got a petition and everything else, as of now, digital ID cards are set to be issued to all of UK residents and legal residents before the next general election, which must legally occur no later than August 2029. According to the government, the cards would be stored securely on a phone. There's nothing secure about a phone. We get scams on text messages. We get our information sold by anything we purchase that's electronic. They sell our information. They don't give us a cut of it. They sell our information. So this is not secure. This is not secure. According to the government, the cards would be stored. Okay, I said that. Authoritative proof of a person's identity and residency status in the country. See, have you ever stopped when you're in public and took a look around and watched everybody? What are they doing? They're playing on their phones. Their phones are attached to their eyes, to their foreheads, to their right hand. Most people are right-handed or left hand. What does it say in the Bible? Right hand or forehead. You won't be able to buy or sell without it. Now, is that talking about cell phones? Or is it talking about something that's advanced right after the cell phone becomes obsolete? Or is it in transition from cell phone to this whatever it is? But if you ever stopped and took a look at society, go out in public, I'm sure you've been there. Hey, if you live with people, take a step back, take a deep breath, Take a look at everybody in the room. What are they doing? What do they have next to them? Cell phones. Take a look at yourself. Take a deep breath. Take a step back, wherever you are, and ask yourself, where is your cell phone? Is it in your pocket? Is it out of your pocket while you're sitting wherever you're sitting? What are you doing? What do you do most of the time when you're sitting there? Take a deep breath, people, and ask this question. Are you holding a cell phone right now? Are you playing on your phone? Do you have your phone in your pocket as you go out and about? Is your phone always nagging you? You get a notification. Let's say you hear a notification and you rush to your pocket to see if it was you. But in fact, it was the person walking by. Or if you're in a waiting room at a doctor's appointment or wherever you are, a lobby, but it was actually somebody else sitting next to you or sitting a couple of rows over, and it wasn't your phone. But you still reacted and still reached for it just to see. Or you had to stop yourself in the process. Oh, that's not my phone. And then kind of giggle about it. If you're doing this, I got news for you. If you don't realize it and stop doing that and get out of the habit of having your phone control you, you're going to be just like Vietnam. You're going to be completely controlled, cashless. You're going to do whatever the cell phone tells you because of the digital ID control or first real signs of the mark of the beast system. That's what's going on. Whether this is the complete mark of the beast system or not, it's definitely one step from it. So it's definitely introducing it. And remember what it says? That there will be, not an exact quote, I'm not quoting this, but what does it say in the Bible? That they're going to bring some statue to life and they're going to worship it. It's not even real. And what does that sound like to you? AI, artificial intelligence. They're going to give power over to this thing. These are all warning signs. Whether you believe it or not, at some point, you're going to have no doubts. It's going to happen. And I'm not just saying this like to preach. This goes along with this. Everybody's talking about it. A lot of Brits are saying, I'll just get rid of my phone. Exactly. Exactly. The phone was used to track everybody's habits, to see if they could get everybody controlled. They got most of everybody. Not just the Britain, not just the Philippines, South Korea. All over the world, everybody uses cell phones. Maybe not every single place yet. Look how when they shut down the almost the entire world. I say almost the entire world because there was a few little spots here and there that could care less because they weren't controlled or they weren't advanced enough to go along with the worldly or the society. But let's move on. I just wanted to share that. I'm not going to read this entire thing. I am going to scroll through it, and you can pause it and read it. Or you can look it up. It's the Mirror. Just look up digital ID, latest news, digital ID, and you can find all kinds of stuff on this. I just picked this one. But I want to share my thoughts, my opinion about this stuff. I'm just opening your mind, people. It's up to you to believe it or not. It's up to you to decide. But anyway, the Brits have 2 million signatures, and the government don't care. They're not listening at all. They keep assuring the public that it's for their safety. It's for immigration. It's not. And you listen to all of the videos out there. The Brits are catching on. The people aren't stupid. They have everybody has a mind of their own, and the leadership's doing whatever they want. They could have 100 million or whatever the population is of the entire country, but according to this, it's not stopping them from doing it. They're still going through with it. It's what, 2025, 26, 27, 28. Got a little over 3 years before all this is complete. And if it's happening there, say I live in the United States of America, and they're already doing it in 21 states, and it's starting to spread. They got to bring out a new computer system to handle it, so all the businesses and everything has no choice. So they probably give it to the businesses and everything completely free, or tax credit, or some whatever they have to convince people. And it's all going down. I mean, even President Trump is going to agree to that digital money. And what is digital money? Well, there you go. It's complete control. You can't hide your $100 under your pillow anymore, or save up in a cookie jar for retirement, and you just pull out some cash and use it. Also in Britain, they're arresting people that use cash over a certain amount. Say, we will introduce a digital ID within this parliament to help tackle illegal migration, which is a lie. Make accessing government services easier. Yeah, okay. Enable wider efficiencies. Yeah, so I guess when did paper like notebook paper, printing paper become obsolete in this world? Because last time I checked, people still have printers. When you go to businesses, they have those jet engine sounding printers, that copiers that copy so fast it just goes whee, and it's done, and you feel this wind from it from a distance. They still have all that. I guess they're tired of. I guess they found a way to counterfeit everything, money, you name it. According to North Korea, they counterfeit United States currency quite easily. It's probably how they're buying everything from Russia and everywhere else for their weapons and stuff. Yeah, I'm just talking a little bit and then add in the digital ID page, as you see here, this report they got. I'm kind of going back and forth. It's all related. Yeah. It says we're committed to making people everyday lives easier and more secure, to put more control in their hands. I think it's the opposite. Put more control in their government's hands, including over their own data, and to drive driven growth through harnessing digital technology. We also want to learn from countries which have digitized government services for the benefit of their citizens, in line with our manifesto commitment to modernize government. In other words, they were all bought out. Some evil entity, which owns all governments in the world. Somebody's got to own the government. There's a small group of people that own each of the governments. They own all the cities, all the towns. Basically, the land of that country is owned to some small group. And they established governments. They had government buildings, whatever, and they vote, and they put these nobles or rich people in charge, and people aren't the wiser, but they all answer to somebody higher than them. Than them. I'm hearing myself twice. So there you go. There's always a darker side, or there's another side to everything. But I just want to share that, and I'm going to end the video shortly. I'll kind of scroll through it a little bit, and you can pause it and read the rest of it. And I covered this in my other video. My first video that I made of scrolling through the internet on stuff like this. And it says right here, like the 1 in 10 UK adults who don't have a physical photo ID, so can struggle to prove who they are and access the products and services they are entitled to. Are we entitled to anything, really? I think everything's up for sale. And the government is selling us all out. It isn't just in UK. The United States is doing it. And of course, Vietnam is completely taken over by this evil entity already. You can call that evil entity the elites, the evil people, the devil worshippers, whatever you want to call them. World order. To tackle these interlinked issues, we will introduce a new digital ID. This is not a card, but a new digital identity that will be available for free. Ooh, didn't they do that with the vaccine? How many people got sick, got permanent health issues, or died? Introducing it for free, and they had an immunity to any side effects. Something to think about. And they never blamed the source of that virus. All they did was ran about it, kind of like a teeter-totter. They went back and forth. We didn't go to war over it. We should have went to war. Whoever caused it, where it came from, we should have went to war with that country. Every country in the world should have went to war with them, and just basically wiped out their governments and seized everything from them. Did we do that? Did the world do that? No. They sat in their countries and they made silent deals behind the citizens' backs, and they all profited off of it. Same thing's going on with this, but far worse. And here's what I wanted to read, available for free to all you UK citizens and legal residents aged 16 and over, although we will consider through consultation if this should be age 13 and over. So in other words, puberty, people. When a child begins puberty, they want them in the system. Of course, the kids are before that age is going to be registered through the hospitals when they're given birth. When the mother's given birth, they're basically going to tag these kids anyway. So why not just start at the birth? Because that's basically what's going on. But at puberty, what does that tell you? Around puberty time is what, 11, 12, 13 years old for 99% of the kids. And then a few years later for the other ones that are late on going through the start of puberty. Because some takes a little bit longer for puberty to activate in their bodies. And let's see what else. DSIT, whatever that is, said it hopes people will eventually use the ID cards seamlessly to access various services, thus streamlining certain interaction with the state. Although a card will be mandatory for proving a person's right to work, actually obtaining one won't be compulsory. Blah, blah, blah. It's just gibber now. Now they're just tripping over their own words with that. It says right here, in turn, it will not be a criminal offense to lack a digital ID, and police will be unable to acquire one during a stop and search. The response added privacy and security will also be central to the digital ID program. We will follow data protection law and best practice in creating a system which people can rightly put their trust in. What a bunch of gibber. That is such a lie if I ever read one. Because they're already arresting people that has 1,000 pounds in their wallet. They're completely arresting them. So what does that tell you? What a bunch of baloney. People in the UK already know and trust digital credentials held in their phone wallets to use in their everyday lives. That's not so. That's not so because the majority of us might have it in the phone. Doesn't mean we trust it or going to use it. I mean, I have that stuff and I don't use it at all. But think about the smartwatch. You can get that app, or if it's not already on your smartwatch. That doesn't mean you can use it because you still have to activate the service plan for that watch, depending if it has a SIM card in it or not. Where you have to use the Bluetooth on your phone to kind of link it and go through the app that way. And a lot of people aren't going to carry that around open when a hacker can walk by you. A hacker with a device can scan your watch, scan your phone if you have it turned on to share mode or way around that with through Bluetooth. You accidentally didn't turn all that stuff off while you have your phone in your pocket or your smart watch, and it hack your device. I mean, they show those really awesome hackers that the governments hire. They can do it with just a couple little things. They know how to do it, and once you know how to do it, you can be a hacker too on that specific thing. All you got to do is be taught about that specific thing. For somebody who knows how to do it, you go with them, they show you how to use it, and all of a sudden you're doing the same thing they are. It doesn't really take that much skill once you know firsthand how to do it. Yeah. And a protest picture. It says many Brits fear that a digital ID system would be a step towards mass surveillance, which we're already in that state. This is just making it complete and open to the public. They're already doing it to all of us. Anyone, like I said, if you take a look around, what do you see? Everybody with a cell phone playing on it. You hear one little noise, and even if it isn't their phone, they check their phone thinking it's their phone. That's how everybody is so programmed already. This is just the final one of the close to the final steps, and you're not a human being anymore. You're just cattle marked in a stall, being prepared to be taken somewhere to be slaughtered for food. And that's just an example. We're just cattle at that point. We're not individuals anymore. It's almost like putting a chip in our brains, and everybody can hear everybody's thoughts. You don't have anything private anymore. Private thoughts, private ambitions, private hopes and stuff. It's gone. They know everything. So, and the only one that's supposed to know everything, I'm going to tell you this, whether you want to go along with it or not, the only one that knows all your thoughts and knows everything is your creator, the creator of the universe, creator of everything, basically God Almighty. Alpha Omega. He's the only one that supposed to know all your thoughts. He created you, so he's going to know everything about you. He knows how you think. He knows what you're going to do before you do it. Everything's planned out. He's got it all written out. Each person has a plan in mind. God planned you into existence for a reason. You can believe it or not, but I'm not cramming religion down your throats. I'm just saying the only one that's supposed to have complete access to everything you are is God. Between you and God. So if you're gonna let another human being pretend to be God when they're not God, yeah, it's time to get away from that place. Or I don't really want to say this, and don't take this the wrong way, but basically stand up and fight back. But I don't believe in hurting others, hurting other people, or wars are awful, and it's. But you gotta decide: go along with this or get away from it, or stand up together. And so there's a chance that this Britain stuff, this British government might be overthrown at some point, or all the British people will be locked up and slaughtered or killed or something because they defended themselves. Genocide or whatever it is, tyranny. We gotta, like that Star Wars movie, Rebels. The rebels had to fight back because nobody else was doing it. Everybody was going along with the government. The government would come in and with their armies and slaughter planets and stuff like that. Well, that's about what's where we are with this stuff. But it's just my opinion, my take. You can take it or leave it. I just wanted to share some of this with you. And I'll scroll through a little bit. I think it's about done here. Yeah. Possible consultation. It says ongoing petition titles do not introduce digital ID cards and approaching 3 million signatures. It says it is currently awaiting a date to be scheduled for debate in the parliament. That's probably not going to make much of a difference. They're going to do what they're going to do. Now, if this goes through, I just want to say this. It doesn't matter. If this doesn't matter and it still happens, I got news for you. Every country in the world is going to go through the same thing, and it's going to be pointless to protest because it's not going to do any good. Because if the Brits do all this and they still go through with it, the British government still goes through with it, isn't going to matter if you protest, no matter what country you're in then. Because this would be proof. They'll just use this as an excuse. Well, yeah, that you can do all this, but we're in charge of you. Basically, the governments say we're in charge of you and your cattle to be used any way we see fit. And I don't like to say use that as an example of saying that people are cattle here in this situation, but this is just kind of because people aren't cattle, but they can look at it. I'm just saying it in a way you understand it, that they'll look at us like we're nothing. And it isn't going to matter if you got 10 million people protesting. What's that going to do? Nothing. Because the only thing is going to make it happen is you got to overthrow the government at that point, because the government has military. And if the military don't rebel against the government orders, what happens? They bring the military out. They bring all these weapons that citizens don't have. And they just start shooting everybody, and that's it. They just slaughter the people, and then that's that. I mean, it happened in the United States government a long time ago. They slaughtered people. Military slaughtered. I don't have the facts in front of me, but military slaughtered their own citizens. So they went along with it, and because things they wanted complete control, and then they took care of it, and everybody just went back to work, went back to school, went back to their everyday life, and they were glad it wasn't them, or they didn't hear about it, and it was covered up for quite a while, unless you lived in that area. And back then there was no cell phones, so it was just hearsay. So Might have been true, but how do you know what's true and what's not true when you hear it? When you're busy struggling in life to pay the next bill, put food on the table for you, your kids, whatever it is, whatever your lifestyle is. So there you go, everybody. That's the latest thing. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm starting to do stuff like this more often instead of video games all the time. I'm still going to do them. I just started. This is my new content. Thank you so much for watching and bearing with me. I hope you enjoyed it. And please subscribe to anybody who is under 1,000 subscribers, because YouTube's making it very difficult for us to get to that 1,000 mark and keeping us down so that we can't get ahead on here and start making a few dollars. So thank you so much, and please support everybody's channel if you can, and at the most, please subscribe to anybody who's under 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Moving on to the next video, everybody. Take care of yourselves.